Hello, it's your boy Mr. CV. I'm back with another special video, and I'm back to talk about the Premier League games happening today. Honestly, interesting games happening today, and it should be fascinating. Number one, the first one is Nottingham Forest versus Brighton. Both equally good teams. Honestly, this game could go either way. I know Brighton lost their last game against Bournemouth, which obviously was a very surprise to everybody, 4-0. Obviously, he wasn't surprised that they lost. He was just surprised that the scoreline was that big. But still, nevertheless, Nottingham Forest are having a fantastic season this season. So I'm expecting a very good game. Talking about Brighton as well, having a fantastic season as well, with their manager, one of the youngest manager in the league, Hertzler. So should be an interesting game and could go either way. And uh, honestly, 2-1 to Brighton or 2-1 to Nottingham Forest. It could go either way. I can't see another 4-0. Brighton don't score that much goals anyway, so 4-0 will be a bit low. Same way with Bournemouth as well. But talking about Bournemouth, the next game is Bournemouth versus Liverpool. First versus fifth or sixth. I'm sure Bournemouth are having an amazing season. Clivert, brilliant. Scored a hat trick last game, and should be a fascinating game as well. They're gonna cause a big problem for Liverpool. Liverpool, I think this might be a game they drop points. Liverpool have been doing really well in the Champions League. They lost 3-2. Is it 3-2 or 3-1? Anyways, they lost to PSV, but they had the younger players that were playing for them in that match, so I can't really count that as a loss, even though it's a loss. Should be a fascinating game. Liverpool are Liverpool. Liverpool are going to be strong, but I think Bournemouth are really going to give them their run for their money. So I'm expecting a big game. I would say Liverpool just wins this game, but it's not going to be easy because Bournemouth are on form and should give them a very tough game. Everton versus Leicester. Honestly, this game is a must-win game for either team. I don't think they can afford to draw. Everton have been doing really well. They won 1-0 their last game. They've been having Moyes since he came in. They've had a turnaround in results. Leicester as well. They beat Tottenham 3-2 their last game. So it should be an interesting game. Honestly, Leicester is a must-win game for either of these teams. I don't think any of them can afford a draw. One of them has to win this game. I would say probably Everton are the stronger squad, but Jamie Vardy. Every time I'm going to be mentioning his name, Jamie Vardy. Leicester should be able to put up a good performance, and I think Leicester, honestly, it could go either way. It could be 1-0 to Everton or 1-0 to Leicester, but I think Everton are the much stronger side. Newcastle versus Fulham. Another tough game. It's similar to Liverpool versus Bournemouth. Newcastle are the favourites. Fulham, though, have been having an amazing this season. Iwobi. I've been naming him. Even his uncle, JJ Okocha. They did a documentary on Sky Sports. Big up to Sky Sports, by the way. Talking about one of the most underrated players and talking about how JJ Okocha, with his skill, his talent, should have been playing for a bigger team, but he ended up at Bolton. But in fairness, though, as good as JJ Okocha was, he wasn't getting the numbers in terms of if he had the flair, the technical ability, and I'm a Nigerian as well. I'm going to be unbiased. He had the flair, the technical ability, but he was in a generation where the statistics and the numbers wasn't the biggest thing. It was more about entertainment. So either way, it should be an interesting game. Newcastle are the favourites, and I think Newcastle will win this game, probably 2-1 or 3-1. But I'm expecting Fulham as well to put up a good fight. Their striker, Iwobi as well, Smith Rowe. Honestly, I'm expecting them to put up a good fight, but I think Newcastle will win. This one, Ipswich versus Southampton, another must-win game for either of these teams. Another must-win game. I think Ipswich will probably win this game because they've got confidence. But I've watched Southampton play under this new manager, and I have to say, they're a very good side. They're quite interesting actually, and some of the results actually they probably could have done better in some of the results. Even against Man United, they were winning 1-0, and in the last 15 minutes they threw it away. Even their last game, they were winning 1-0. So I think it should be an interesting game. I think it could go either way, but I think Ipswich might be too strong for Southampton. But let's see. Next one is Wolverhampton versus Aston Villa. Midlands derby. It's going to be an interesting game. honestly, Aston Villa are the favourites, and they're going to be strong as well. And they've won against Celtic in the midweek 4-2. Morgan Rogers scored a hat trick. Ollie Watkins scored as well, and Arsenal put in a bid for Ollie Watkins as well, which got rejected. John Duran just left for 70 million, which is probably going to go for the 90 million at the age of 20. So it should be an interesting game. I think Aston Villa will be too strong, but Wolves, I'm expecting them to put up a good fight. And should be an interesting game, but I think Aston Villa will win this 3-1. So let's see. It's your boy, Mr. CV. Keep watching CV football. I'm going to do tomorrow's games, so keep watching.